Ethiopia at a crossroads. Debates deepen over constitutional reform and federal structure. Ethiopia stands at a pivotal moment as debates intensify over sweeping constitutional reforms that could redefine its political architecture. Historically, the country has rarely seen peaceful regime transitions through dialogue or democratic elections. The 2018 political upheaval, which led to a leadership shift within the ruling coalition and the emergence of the Prosperity Party, remains the closest example of a peaceful power transfer. Yet, this internal transition sparked enduring political tensions and violent conflicts that continue to shape the national landscape. In an attempt to address these unresolved issues, the Ethiopian National Dialogue Commission was established by Parliament in late 2021. Tasked with fostering national consensus, the Commission is navigating resistance from opposition groups who question its legitimacy and independence. Despite this, the Commission remains operational and recently began receiving agenda proposals from political parties, federal institutions, and civil society actors. Among the most consequential developments is a 30-page constitutional reform proposal submitted by the federal government. The document outlines far-reaching changes that include shifting Ethiopia's federal structure from an ethnicity-based system to one based on geography, revising the national flag, and amending Article 39, which currently guarantees the right of regional states to self-determination and secession. The proposal calls for the supremacy of citizenship over ethnic identity, advocating for clear distinctions between group rights and individual freedoms, and suggesting the creation of independent institutions to safeguard citizenship-based rights. It also recommends criteria for secession, such as population thresholds, economic viability, and protections for minorities. However, these recommendations have sparked strong backlash. Opposition leaders argue the reform process lacks transparency and inclusivity. Critics from parties like the Oromo Federalist Congress, OFC, insist that the existing constitution was created with deliberate safeguards to preserve cultural and linguistic identities. They warn that transitioning to geographic federalism could dismantle the foundational principles of Ethiopia's current structure and marginalize ethnic groups. Leaders from the Tigray Independence Party, TIP, caution that amending the constitution while Tigray remains outside the constitutional framework could trigger long-term instability. They also note the difficulty of implementing reforms without broad national consensus. Public sentiment reflects the complexity of the issue. A 2023 Afrobarometer survey revealed that while a sizable number of Ethiopians support reforms such as updating the national flag, adding more official languages, and imposing term limits, opinions remain divided over amending Article 39 and restructuring federal boundaries. Regional responses are equally varied. Oromia and Somali regions lean toward preserving the status quo, while Amhara and parts of the Southern Nations, Nationalities, and Peoples Region, SNNPR, are showing increased support for reform. Legal experts caution that any attempt to revise foundational elements of the Constitution must be conducted through a transparent and participatory process. Without legitimacy and broad-based support, they warn, reforms risk further fracturing the country. Ethiopia now faces one of its most significant political inflection points since the fall of the Derg regime. The proposed shift from ethnic to geographic federalism is hailed by some as a chance to unite the nation and reduce conflict. Others fear it could erase hard-won rights and deepen historical grievances. As the national dialogue continues, the path forward will hinge not only on the substance of the reforms but on whether all voices are truly heard in shaping Ethiopia's future.